You were one of the guys when I first started that I loved watching. It was like,
thank you.
Yeah, you had this joke about singing to a guy next to a urinal.
That's one of those things that I just did because I didn't think about consequence. At like a Dodgers game, it's a trough. I'd go up to the trough, and I'd do this as like a teenager, like a kid. And I'd go, just two strangers who's in the bathroom. Little did they know that they'd leave best friends. And I'd look at whoever would look at me and smile. And like try to make eye contact. And sometimes, because I did it dozens of times. I did it many, many, many times. And sometimes I'd get people to sing along with me. Most of the time I'd get a laugh. One time I was doing it at Mohawk, and one of my coworkers saw it, and he was like, oh, do you do that on stage? I was like, how would I do this on stage? He's like, just tell people you do this on stage.
That's
like,
enough.
Oh, yeah.
That's so insane.
Welcome to Tummy Time.
Welcome to Tummy Time.
Welcome to Tummy Time.
I'm Neil.
I'm Justin.
And that's Art in the booth.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
What's up, Art? Our guest today is a stand-up comedian in Austin, Texas. He loves guns. It's JT Kelley.
Hey, JT Kelley. Thanks for coming on the show, man.
A pleasure to be here.
The reason I said you love guns is because a previous guest, Andrew Wagner, told me a story when I told him you were coming on the podcast that he's like walking down the sidewalk, and then this car barrels down close to the sidewalk, like hits the curb, slams on the brakes, and he's like, what the fuck? And JT rolls down his window, and he was like, sorry, I was going to show you my gun. And then he went off. Can you explain what happened there?
I was driving, so we used to be neighbors, and I was driving down the street, and I had just got a new gun. Didn't have any ammunition in it. And I saw Andrew Wagner, and I was like, oh, it'd be really funny just to hold up a gun, and when I rolled up my window, hold up the gun. And so I started driving towards him, and then I got close, and I was like, that's not a good idea. And so I drive close, and he's like, what's going on? And I was like, I was going to drive up and hold up a gun because I thought it was funny. And he's like, okay, man. I was like, good morning, by the way. It's like 8:30 a.m.
That's right. I forgot about that detail, which is crazy.
Early in the morning.
He's just like, I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't either.
You could just brandish a weapon.
I thought it'd be funny to brandish a weapon at the
funny.
boys in the morning,
It's very funny.
throw a little. One time I was doing acid in Chicago, and I was on tour with this band that didn't know that I had just bought like a gun in Tennessee because they didn't tell me not to buy a gun. And I was like, ooh, I just bought a gun. Should I tell them? Hey. And so I was like, hey, what would you guys do if I bought a gun? They're like, oh, we wouldn't like that. And I was like, okay, so I didn't tell them.
Yeah.
Then we were in Chicago later in the tour, and we did acid in this basement. And again, the gun didn't have any ammunition or anything, but I thought it'd be so funny to pull the gun out and put it on the table while we're all high on acid.
What?
Yeah, so I don't do hallucinogens anymore.
Yeah.
I thought that, and it made me die laughing. People were like, why are you laughing? I was like, I can't
That
tell
makes it
you.
worse.
I can't tell you. Yeah.
Dude, that makes it so much worse. If someone like put a gun on the table, I'd be like, what's going on? And then they start laughing.
Yeah. I didn't do it.
Okay.
I thought it'd be scary, so I did.
It would very much have been very fucking
thought it'd be really funny.
And funny.
I'm in therapy now. I want to do that. Getting all my tattoos covered up with Christian.
It is funny that all these things that you're saying you're going to therapy for are very funny. But I guess is that like that's a balance in your life you have to reach? You're just like, yeah, this is funny, but maybe not healthy.
I do things because they're funny and I don't think about consequences.
Right.
So like, I don't know, when I was like 15 years old, there was this dude that my best buddy at the time had mad beef with. I think he had nude photos of his ex-girlfriend or something like that he wasn't supposed to have on his phone.
Yeah.
So my boy Justin was like, what should we do? And so I pooped in a cup, and we went over to his house in the middle of the night and threw poop all over his truck. And then I drove down to the payphone, I left him a voicemail, and I was like, I'm going to poop in your car. I'm going to poop in your car. I'm going to poop in your car. And I did voices over and over again until the voicemail cut out. And the next day I was like, wow, that was a wild response. And it's like, it hits you, and you're like, that's not like a normal human thing to do.
How old are you?
Like 15 maybe, 15, 16.
That checks out though.
Pooping in a big gulp out by the 7-Eleven, throwing it on the car with the boys.
How much poop?
How far did it go up?
Exactly. That was my question.
A lot, buddy.
Oh,
wow. A lot. It wasn't like brimming, but like I would say I had a good like pint, 16 ounces in there.
Damn.
And a heavy pour too.
Congratulations. It was a baby boy.
Yeah, it was nuts, man. It was nuts.
Wow, dude.
So you went to the timeline is a little weird because you like go and you left the message saying I'm gonna poop in your car after you did it, but he doesn't know what time you literally pooped on the car.
Also, in my mind, it's like if you left the message and get there and he's up there with it's California, so he's not gonna be there with a gun. He'd be there with a camera or something. But we just thought it was like another little, because we didn't want him to think it was some sort of crazy accident.
Oh, right.
We wanted him to know, hey,
it was intentional.
Some
Somebody
dude
shit
pooped on your car, dude.
That's smart.
Yeah, really
voicemail,
humble a
too.
man, you know?
Yeah.
I call myself the right hand of God.
I'm his
really
will. His will be...
Damn, dude. Who was that
be
for?
done, which was 16 ounces of shit on some dude's car.
16 ounces of shit is a pretty fun punk title.
Yeah.
So you were telling me before the show that you're homeschooled.
Yeah, but like I have great parents, but they're like fundamentalist Christians that didn't want me to believe in evolution or anything.
Oh wow.
So like we were homeschooled and taught like that like
the dinosaurs.
Dude, dinosaurs and man walking together.
That's
pretty
cool,
really, that's kind of a cool imaginative thing.
Appreciate that world. You know?
Absolutely.
I appreciate that world.
Living in that world is pretty charming. To think that at some point you could have ridden a dinosaur.
It's also crazy, like becoming an adult and saying things that you realize, like, oh shit, maybe I don't know anything about science at all. Maybe I remember like the first time that someone told me that the moon controls the waves. I was like, what are you talking about, dude? And he was like, there's a
only one
gravitational
man.
force pushing on the waves. And I was like, oh my God.
What do you think controlled the waves?
God.
Yeah.
I had never thought twice about it. I was like, who controls the waves? Who controls the hairs on our heads? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't worry about it.
God definitely made you shit on that dude's car then.
Oh yeah, I did that. I did that as
Otherwise,
an
who
act of
else would have done
righteousness.
it? Yeah. Who else would have made you? No, but
I was like Samson.
Nice.
Then he cut his hair.
I was raised religious too, but I just thought that the waves, there was something at the bottom of the ocean.
It's all the fish moving at the same time.
I thought it came from below, but it's coming from the sky, whiwhich is wild.
Blew me away.
Yeah. My thing was, and a lot of people have this experience, which was that I told in conversation, I was like, yeah, because guys have one less rib than women because the one rib was used
I believe that
for Eve, and apparently that's not true. We have the same amount of ribs. Isn't that crazy?
That is very crazy.
Have you ever heard that before though?
That we have the same amount of ribs?
Or that guys have one less rib than women?
Yeah, in the Bible.
Yeah.
It's not true.
I thought that into adulthood too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: is like at the time they wrote the Bible, they had seen a skeleton before.
That's what. Yeah.
So like I'm like, yeah, they're just explaining something natural in the world. But when I found out that wasn't true, I was like, oh. So someone didn't just cut someone open and be like, guys, we need to rethink everything.
Yeah. You go to functions with other homeschool kids? Like, what was your social life?
We went to like a homeschool church.
Oh,
like
what?
The church was a lot of homeschoolers.
Oh, I gotcha.
And everyone that homeschooled knew each other because they went to the same homeschool church.
So your social life was church then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought everyone was until again adulthood. I was like, wow, weird.
Mostly
mine
was too. Mostly, we didn't have a lot of homeschool people, but I mean, we went to church. Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday. Vacation Bible school, all that.
But
you
had school.
Yeah, we had school too. That's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah. That's the big differentiator here.
So from K to 12, you were homeschooled?
I was homeschooled until 8th grade, and I went to a really small private school. Christian? That was like a 4 homeschoolers.
Yeah.
And then I spent 2 years in high school, and then I stopped going to high school. I was like 15, 16.
Oh, nice, dude. Did you get a GED?
I got what's called a high school proficiency.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a GED equivalency, but
Mm-hmm.
it just means you don't have to go to high school anymore.
Nice,
like a GED.
Yeah, kind of. It's kind of like a lesser GED. Some places don't even recognize it as a GED.
That's funny.
But it works. It works in California. Like, I don't think I could go to college in Texas with it, but I went to community college in California with it,
Where'd you grow up in California?
Sacramento, LA and Sacramento.
Sacktown?
Uh-huh.
Wait, is that the capital?
You bet your ass it's the capital.
Okay. Hey, man,
Is it
I don't
the
want to
best
start.
capital in the United States?
Is it the best? Well, come on. Austin, Texas,
Yeah,
right?
tell me about it.
Doesn't get better.
Thank
Great
you.
tacos, right? Breakfast tacos, Joe Rogan. You know what I mean? What can get better than this?
Exactly. We're living the fucking high life.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take a boat in the river and fill it with piss and cum.
Wait, why?
Because he's an American. He can
okay.
do
It's my
what the
right
fuck
to
he
do
wants.
that.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is your right,
Jesus
dude.
Christ.
Democrats haven't taken that from us. I
Thank
can
you,
still
dude.
piss and cum, buddy. All right.
For now.
Yeah.
Can I make some assumptions just based off of nothing about your childhood?
Yeah.
You
I would expect you to. Oh my
okay?
God.
So you were really into like fire or fireworks, right?
Sure. Yeah, but I think fireworks. Fire. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. But the fire, everyone likes fireworks as a kid. What
Yeah.
am I even fucking talking? Did you light anything on fire?
Fire. One time I did burn a house down, but that was an accident.
Is this another thing that I'm?
No, I was like 18 or 19. No, you're like 18 or 19 in Sacramento. Me and this girl were right next to this, like, kind of like not abandoned, just like empty for lease kind of property.
yeah.
And we lit something on fire and threw it on the grass, and the grass went up and set the house on fire. And we called the fire station. We're like, hey, we just pulled over because we saw the house on fire.
Nice.
And then they came and put it out. But
Wow.
we saw the house burn. We knocked on it, made sure no one was in there. But yeah, we burned a house down. So
Wow.
So it was
all
like-
the way down.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Do you guys know what the statute of limitations is?
You know.
Yeah, I found out
5
about
years?
that. No, so I didn't even
short.
know what the concept was.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like a lie that a cop would tell you to get you to tell him some shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I found out that after like 5-7 years, based on whatever the crime is, they can't charge you for it. And I was like, fuck, dude. Come 2025, I have the funniest story for you guys.
Wait, so you're loose lip before 2025?
Put a fucking
Do I need to
timer
cut
on it,
this from the
baby.
podcast?
Oh, no, I'll tell you guys a hilarious story in 2025.
There's another one.
There's a statch one coming down the
Oh,
pipe.
yeah. I learned about this and I was like, it changed my stand. I've been telling a lot of stories from it. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
That's so funny. You have a list of things you've done and the statute of limitation next to it on the list of when you can talk about it on stage.
Yeah, because when I found out what it was, I was like, that's bullshit. And I Googled it and I was like, no way.
Yeah.
You
That's awesome.
You just can tell people what you did. And also, if you've been charged for it and they didn't win, then you can talk about it too.
Double
It's called
Jeopardy,
Double
baby.
Jeopardy.
Hell yeah.
Hilarious.
That is,
Dude, hilarious. One time I went to jail and pretended to be deaf. And then, like, I got out of jail and, like, all charges dropped because I was just, like, a deaf guy and, like, I'll let him go or whatever. And then I was like, oh, shit, do I have to pretend to be deaf for, like, the rest of my life? My lawyer was like, no, dude. If they find out, you can just laugh at them. I was like, wow. I'm, like, the
rules.
bad guy in the story. I didn't learn a lesson or anything.
I didn't learn shit.
Oh, wow. I
In
can't
fact,
believe
I'm
that.
worse off because now I know more that I can do worse shit.
Just pretend to be deaf all the time.
God, so
for
you have a
7
rap
years.
sheet, huh?
I used to pretend to be deaf to get free food. Oh my god! I would
Wow,
go
how
into
does this
Carl's
work?
Jr. So I'd go into like Carl's Jr. and Jack in the Box. And this is in like my late teens, between like maybe 15 and 19ish.
Yeah.
Where I'd go into Jack in the Box, and because I wouldn't even bring it. Sometimes I'd find a receipt outside on the ground. Most of the time I wouldn't. I just walk in and I would sign for a bit because I know sign language, and they'd bring me a piece of paper, and then I'd write down on a piece of paper, I came in earlier. I went through the drive-thru. I got, a few different meals. These 2 meals weren't in there. And they'd go, oh, and they'd just make me the meals and I'd leave.
Wow, that's actually less nefarious than
I thought you were
going
gonna
to be.
I thought you were doing the voice and stuff.
Oh, I would do the voice in there.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I thought
No,
it was
I'd
just
go in there
like
back in there earlier about 50 ham. I'm a
And they're like, could you just write it, please?
Yeah.
And then
Hey,
just
right
fuck
now.
off and make it
Yeah,
longer.
can you stop making that noise?
That's fake sign language.
Oh, wait, no, it's real. Why do you know sign language?
My mom's hard of hearing, so I grew up signing.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's also the reason I do the thing with my lips when I sign, because what deaf people do. And I realized they're
like-
doing it because they're like mouthing noises, and me, I just do it because I seen them do it so much.
Yeah.
It looks like I'm making fun of them when I do sign language.
I see.
Yeah, my sister's a sign language interpreter.
Oh, nice. That's
Yeah.
money, baby.
Yeah, hell yeah.
One of the funniest classes you can take is called Signs of
Is
a
it funniest?
Sexual Nature. Yeah.
Signs of a sexual nature.
Wow.
Yeah, it's for if she wants to be. I imagine she probably took specialized classes for whatever she interprets. And if she wants to be a medical interpreter, you have
Right.
to take, or like different types of classroom interpreters. You have
Yeah.
to take Signs of a Sexual Nature, which just goes over all the different like slangs and all the different ways to talk about all your body parts.
Why would you
Give me
need to
one,
know
give me
that,
one,
like
give me one.
in a professional environment?
if I'm like a doctor, right, and a deaf girl comes in and the deaf girl uses slang to talk about the way that her and her partner had sex,
Yeah.
I should be able to understand that and interpret that to the doctor.
Yeah, you like sign like he really blew my back out.
Yeah.
I,
You know what's
I threw
funny?
my ass back.
This is vagina and this is tampon. That one always crushes. That is a hilarious. Oh,
What's funny
fart
is it
will be
seems like
this.
it's coming
Yoga.
from inside
This
the
is
vagina.
fart?
This is fart. That's funny.
Is that from? Was
That's
that
good.
signs of a sexual nature?
No, I think that mom taught me that one.
Okay.
Did she also teach you tampon?
Yeah, no, I think she.
Why is the tampon coming from inside the?
No, the vagina's at the base.
That's
dude.
yeah.
Wait,
that's the
You
vagina.
insert the tampon.
Down there is the vagina. This is
the
the
action
pubic hair.
of
Your
thro-
fingers are the pubic hair.
I know, but it
right?
looks like the vagina, or it looks like the tampon's coming out of.
because you're seeing from inside, like how a baby
Yeah,
would.
this is the
You're a
bottom of
baby.
the
Oh,
vagina.
I see.
You're a
I'm-
baby in a tummy, or a fetus in a
yeah.
tummy. I'm not gonna have that argument. But you're looking at the vagina from the inward, where you dive straight out.
Oh, you say inward?
No.
Go on. Sorry.
He said inward. And
I
then
see what
this
you're
is the
saying. I get
tampon
it
getting
now.
inserted
Love
up
it.
into it.
It's hard for me to
That's
do
clever as hell.
that. Wow.
Yeah, deaf people are great.
Yeah. You got another one for me?
What?
Until recently, to say Asian, you just went like this. Now they changed the sign in the past like 5-6 years. But until a few years ago, you would say, because this is J in sign language and this is C. So if I were to say Japanese, I'd go J, Chinese,
Yeah, no.
C. Yeah.
What's the new
no.
one? Is the new one like less clear?
There's other ones where Russia, because it's cold, is this, like snot off your nose when people talk about Russia.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
That's fun.
This is the sign for Jewish and the sign for greedy. Yeah.
Deaf community, we're fucking coming for your
Yeah.
ass.
Deaf people are hilarious.
Yeah, but they're getting right to the point. There's no misunderstanding what they're talking about. When you say,
Yeah,
you know what you're talking
and deaf
about.
people also like they'll really blunt with their descriptors and like it's a
That
conceptual
guy,
language.
you have
Yeah.
to be, yeah.
So you'll be like, the woman that looks pregnant but's not pregnant. You know what I mean? Or you'll like describe a guy as like, the guy that has scabs all over his face, and it's like, whoa, wow, yeah, I know who you're talking about. That's my brother-in-law.
Donovan.
Yeah, you can just call. Yeah, it's funny. They also give you name signs based on something they maybe notice about you.
Oh no.
So like a very popular or like a name sign that a girl tried to give me that was like a nickname one time that like she told all the deaf people and all her friends thought it was funny. It was like because people just go like JT or JT, right?
Yeah.
She was like JT because you have a gross beard and a big nose, and I was like, great.
What is this? Or
That's his
Just
nose.
JT,
Oh,
just doing it on
nose.
my face, just a
Yeah.
mean little deaf insult.
beard.
Yeah, there's ice cold. They're ice cold.
Damn, I kinda
Seriously, no regards.
I kind of like that in a woman, though.
I mean, you should date a deaf woman.
I mean, maybe I should. Just a blunt, like mean.
Maybe she'll find you funny.
Yeah, you got to learn a little ASL.
Yeah.
There's actually
Age, sex, language.
if you take an
location?
ASL 1 class, they'll make you go to like a deaf event, and dudes like deaf dudes go to that to pick up on like 19-year-old hearing chicks.
Hell yeah, dude.
Very funny type of dude. They're like pickup artists but are deaf.
Oh,
very
wow.
very funny. They do like the pottery scene from Ghost where they're showing women how to do sign language by like holding their
they're
hands and
actually-
stuff. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. I remember the first time I went to a deaf event for like a class and I saw like deaf dudes doing that. I was like, oh shit, nice playboys.
Oh, hell yeah, Playboy.
Yeah.
This guy fucks.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah, so they're getting it in a lot, huh? These
Deaf
yeah,
people?
Yeah,
I think
Definitely.
It's almost like they live full human lives, just like me.
dude.
Yeah, they're eating meals multiple times a day. You're telling me drinking
Christ.
water just to get through? Wow, fuck, dude. Never really thought about it like that.
Dude, when you say it like that, it sounds like I was being insensitive.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I was. Oh my god. Oh yeah. Speaking of insensitive and like disabilities, I was watching a podcast of yours. Or you did a podcast with Ariel Isaac Norman.
Mm-hmm.
You were talking about you worked at like a mentally disabled camp or something.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
When was that?
That was in my youth. The church I was involved in did like camps for developmentally disabled adults. I worked there, and then I also volunteered like an after school program until like in my teens as well for developmentally disabled like youth.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
That's
Fun.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Yeah.
They're hilarious.
Yeah.
And like some of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life is like a developmentally disabled person like making a joke and being in on jokes. It's hilarious. There's this one guy named Larry who had Down syndrome. He's from New Jersey. He called himself the Italian. I'm the Italian, baby. And like he knew it was funny and he'd do it to make people laugh. And it's like that's so funny.
Yeah, that
you know?
rules.
That rules. That's
Definitely the
hilarious.
Italian.
I'm the Italian, baby.
Would he do that?
Dude, he'd do this.
he
He'd
did
also
it?
say, I go on a one every single morning. And so one morning I woke up with him to go on a run, and we go outside, and he goes, all right, back to bed. And I was like, that's funny, dude.
That's a good bit.
Yeah.
That's
kicked
a
my ass
good
right
bit.
there,
Dude,
dude.
Larry's got bits.
Yeah,
dude.
Larry was really, really funny.
Damn.
He got my phone number after one camp and called me, and he told me he got a job cleaning the windshields at the car lot. And I was like, how do you like it? And he's like, they don't make me do anything. And I was like, that rules. He just got a job to like not work hard and be like, what are you going to do, fire me? I have
Exactly.
Down syndrome.
Wait, they wouldn't let him do anything?
No, he just wouldn't. He was just a lazy dude.
He doesn't.
He just didn't. It's just like his runs, where he's like, "Yeah, I'll clean the windows of the car," and they got there, and he's like, "Yeah, what are you gonna fucking call the police?
Yeah.
Fire my ass?"
Yeah. If I were Larry, I wouldn't do
Yeah.
shit.
He's like, "I'm gonna eat popcorn and drink coffee inside and make the customers laugh." All right.
I don't know why it was so surprising to me that he drank coffee. Do you think that's true? I feel like
full and rich.
I'm sorry. I know. I know this sounds like no.
They eat food
I know
and
they
drink
have
water.
sex. I know they drink water. I know, but coffee seems like a bridge too far. I don't
Seems so dangerous for him. Yeah.
I don't. It's like
We gotta find a board to prevent stuff like that.
Absolutely.
We need a mechanism against them to prevent them from drinking coffee.
No coffee.
And other Mormon sins.
Drinking coffee and other Mormon sins. My autobiography.
The Italian story.
the stallion
A
Italian.
stallion.
Italian,
Damn.
baby. I'm the Italian.
Did he look
baby.
Italian?
Yeah, he was Italian. He's from New Jersey. He's hilarious.
Okay.
I guarantee that one time he said it wrong and it crushed, and he was like, "Okay,
Okay, yeah,
That's it.
because
There it
he
is.
knows how comedy works.
That's it. Every single time from now on.
That's oh my God. I have some questions here. Let's see. I like to just bring the podcast to a screeching halt, every now and then. You have a rap sheet. I wanted to talk about your rap. Like how many
rap sheet? I
Yeah,
have a rap sheet.
It sounded like you were. It sounds like you've been.
No, the SOL is a SOL.
What's that?
Statute
Statute limitations. Oh, okay. So you never actually gotten pinned for whatever you.
I've been to jail like twice.
Oh, okay.
And both for like
For bullshit.
24 hours.
shoplifting. You know what I
Come
mean?
on,
Like,
I
dude.
see.
so one
Shoplifting.
time I pretended to be deaf in jail, and then they kept me for like 2 days, right? Because they had to have an interpreter come. And then the interpreter came, and I like signed with the interpreter a bit, and she could tell like you're not fucking fantastic at signing. And I was like,
yeah.
and she was like, that she knew, and I was like, man, whatever. And the interpreter's not her job to be a tattletale, so she was just like, whatever. And I was like, I don't need the interpreter, I'll just voice it. I was doing the voice. I was like, I don't need the voice in jail. So the social worker let me go on a personal bond, but pretending to be deaf made my jail experience worse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It extended your stay.
What was that?
It extended your stay.
Yeah, absolutely.
You would have gotten out earlier.
Oh, they would have. Yeah, they would have like booked me, got my situation, and got me out of there. But instead, they were like, "All right, well, we have to have an interpreter come to do the proper paperwork because you were pretending to be deaf."
But you also wouldn't have got off though, right? Didn't your lawyer kind of say that? Or
Yeah.
So
Because
it's
here's the
kinda,
thing:
you made the right choice.
While I was out, after I got out, I hit my head and I lost the hearing in my left ear, and so I showed medical records that I was a deaf guy, and they were like, "Oh, this is just a deaf guy trying to steal some food."
Damn, dude.
So they
There you
gave me a
go.
deferral.
Are you sure you didn't
look at
like
that.
damage yourself to? It sounds too
Too good to be
Too
true?
good to be true.
Here's what's crazy: is the lawyer worked for free because he thought it was a really funny story. But I was supposed to do community service, and he never told me that, so I ended up having warrants for years.
Fucking
And every
A.
time I tried to get a new license or anything, they'd say I have a warrant, and I'd call him. I'd be like, "Hey, I have a warrant." He'd be like, "I'll take care of it." And he'd be like, "You don't have a warrant; it's settled up." But I was supposed to do community service that entire time, and I never did. And I had warrants for like 5 years just because I got a free lawyer.
Yeah, this guy was just lying
He
to you.
ruled though. He's such a cool guy.
Well, I mean, like
Okay.
a free lawyer. That's the cost,
Yeah,
right?
if
there are
he's-
costs associated. You're
If he's
not
just
paying
working for
monetarily.
yucks, I mean, then he's not going to be
Absolutely.
great.
Absolutely. I met him, and he was like, because another lawyer, I went to go see him, and he's like, you got to tell my friend the story you told me. And so he calls his friend. He comes in from the office next door, and he's
gotta
like,
hear this.
you tell Carl what you did. And I was like, oh, I got caught stealing food at HEB. And he's like, no, the other thing. And I was like, I pretended to be deaf the entire time. And he's like, how? And I was like, I just talk like this. And he's like, that's so funny. And
Lawyers are such scumbags, and I love it.
fucking
dude.
it
love it,
rules.
dude,
I
yeah.
want to I wish I would have like gone to college and been a lawyer, because those guys that are like those psycho libertarians that stand outside post offices being like, "You gonna violate my rights to not film here?" They make like $10,000 each lawsuit they do, and I'm like, I could find a life doing that.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you could do it, dude.
I could
And
find a life
purpose.
doing
And
that.
by the way,
Finally,
Yeah, exactly.
by the way, JT, you have the commitment. You have the comedic commitment to do that,
Thank
and I
you.
think you should do that.
high praise, high praise.
Like when
Thank you.
when you commit to like being deaf as a bit, well, not really as a bit.
Couple days, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Um,
I think it's really cool.
Thank you.
So, dude, when did you start stand up? It was it
Like 2011,
Oh,
2010.
okay. Did you
2010,
start
I guess.
in Sacramento?
Well, so the first time I did stand up, I was like 8th grade doing a talent show, and my jokes were horrible because I didn't want to steal jokes.
Do you remember any?
And oh man, no, I couldn't.
Do you remember any subject matter?
Going to the grocery store in my Boy Scout uniform.
Nice.
That was like the whole. I think that was probably the entire bit, was just talking about going in my Boy Scout uniform.
Were you wearing
embarrassing.
a Boy Scout uniform on stage?
No, that would probably
Yeah, it would've
really
been
brought it
better.
home.
I mean,
right?
if your whole act was about going to
And hating it?
I don't think that was my. I think I told like probably a bunch of little jokes that I didn't really understand. But
Yeah.
first time I did like a comedy open mic was like at a comedy club, like to do like, okay, I'm gonna start open mics. It's like 2010. It was actually Valentine's Day.
How old were you?
What was that? 13 years ago.
You're 29 or something?
I just turned 30.
Nice.
What was that? 16,
17,
17, 16,
Damn.
17.
Wow, dude.
16, I was 16 because it was Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I'd always wanted to do stand up. I've been annoying my whole life. You know what I mean? I didn't know that you could just do stand. When I was little, like I used to get on my parents' fireplace and do little shows for them, and I would
Yeah.
do impressions of MLK. And that was my
Can
thing.
you do it right now?
It's not bad.
I'd also do Ray Charles.
Dude, all black
Not-
people.
Yeah, all black
You
people.
just do, dude. Look, we do black.
And it
I do
killed.
black sin on the show, so I'm a bit on this show. So, shit.
Yeah, I would.
There's one of
Oh
these.
wait. I took some DNA tests so I could see if I could say the
Justin
N word.
say it?
That's that was the bumper. That's being a dashiki.
Did
That's
you
me
take the
saying the
DNA
N-word.
test?
He did.
Yeah, I mean,
How African?
0.
Oh.
Actually,
0.0.
-5.
So, do you guys know anything about Black Israelites?
I love Black
Me
Israelites.
too. My
dude.
favorite religion.
I fucking love
So
them.
there's
Are you talking
two
about the real
competing-
Jews?
So
Yeah.
there's two competing sects downtown. One is the
Downtown?
So one is the University of Practical Knowledge, or the University of Practical Knowledge Institute of the universality of practical knowledge.
Yeah.
And they're the ones on
Wordy.
6th Street that wear the craziest costumes and try to get white people to bow down to them and kiss their shoes and stuff.
Dude.
There is a
Does it work?
smaller group
Yeah.
on Congress and Nueces. Now, this smaller group, they just preach the Bible, they stream, they read, and they're Black Israelites. They call people nephites when they walk by.
Which
I
means
went
what?
up, nephites like the bad guys in their like Jacobian world. So
Okay.
I walk up to them, I start chit-chatting with them, and I tell them I'm Irish. And they're like, how Irish are you? And I was like, I'm 100% Irish on both sides of my family. And they were like, okay, well, that's actually a descendant of Ged. That's one of Isaac's sons. You're Israelite as well.
You're a Jew.
Yeah, so I stood out with the Black Israelites, and I was like, yo, nephites, nephites! I stood out with them, and they are very homophobic. They do not like
So you
it.
took that as an
my
opportunity to
God.
go, hey,
Yeah.
when in Rome.
Hey, let's light this guy up, right, guys? Look at him. Let's light him up.
So anyway, so they're
Ano-
homophobic.
No, but another street preacher, just a traditional Christian street preacher, came up and tried to preach to us, and I ganged up against him with the Black
course,
Israelites,
love
and we were
it.
like, "That's not what the Bible says. That's not what the Bible says. Read Deuteronomy 23:6." Like, it's great, man.
You gotta read
You ever
Dukes.
read a book, bitch?
Yeah, I was like, "You guys here every Saturday?" And they're like, "Yeah, we here every Saturday." I was like,
Me
"I will
too.
be back."
Did you come back?
No, actually, yeah, fuck. So I was working downtown at the time, and I'd go in on Saturdays, and I would just do it both. So I did it twice, but yeah.
So cool, dude.
That's so fun.
Were they
man.
nice to you after that when they found
Yeah,
out you were a
I'm
Jewish
Irish.
guy as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I wear the
Same
impression
thing.
of my ancestors in my DNA as well. I also have generational trauma. You can
Yeah.
feel the potato famine when I bleed.
Amen. I think they were slaves too.
Absolutely.
So
The Irish were slaves. My dad's the type of guy that saw it on Facebook and was like, "Oh shit,
I'm
now
about
I
to
can
drop
talk
some
about
knowledge.
white slavery.
all my opinions are about to change in the
Yeah,
last few
listen,
years of my
guys.
life." You know what rules about my dad? He's just an old conservative guy that got dementia, and one of his friends got into Q-Anon, and he was like, "That sounds like the dumbest thing I've ever heard." And I was like, "Joe
Wow.
Kelly, baby, that's how smart you are, baby.
Holding it
I love
down,
Yeah.
dude.
He goes, "That just sounds dumb,
that
John."
sounds dumber than hell.
And I was
Yeah,
like,
he does.
fuck yeah. His brain's melting right in front of us, and he's like, QAnon's for idiots. Yes!
Joseph, dude. Shout out. Joe.
You know what rules? My dad's name is Joe, and it's not short for Joseph.
That rules.
Arkansas.
That does
By the
rule.
way, he should meet my mom, Becky, not Rebecca.
That rules. My
and
dad's
Becky.
middle name, Rod.
Not short
Not
for
Roderick.
Roderick.
Rodney.
My dad's name is Joe Rod.
Joe Rod.
But Joe, middle name Rod Kelley. How
Damn.
cool is that?
Are you Joe?
Damn.
Is Jay Joe?
No.
You don't want to talk about it?
No, it's, I wish I was named after my dad. My brother got that one.
I
Jay
see.
is actually short for Jameel.
Really?
Jameel.
It's like kind of a black name, right?
No, it's a southern name.
Okay, my
Well, I
bad.
mean, there was Jameel Hill from ESPN.
Oh, that's a woman though.
Yeah.
That's different. So Jameel, how do you spell that?
Jameel.
Different.
Okay. What is?
But I go
T-
by JT. It's like what my family's name is. Like my grandpa's name was JT.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Was he Jameel?
No, so his name wasn't short for anything. Actually,
just
he wasn't
JT?
sure. And he would spell, when he learned how to read later in life, he started spelling it Jaytee,
Oh, okay.
which is very funny.
Yeah,
That's country,
JT.
baby.
That's how you should spell it.
Yeah, that's
Just
cool,
for
right?
a joke.
Yeah. My grandpa was like from a small town in Arkansas and always tried to start businesses
Yeah.
and all of them failed. And like it rules because his brother was like a successful businessman in the big city in Arkansas.
Yeah.
And my grandpa just wasn't. Couldn't really hold it down.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah. At one point, he ran for mayor of a small town in Arkansas and then won and then made a grocery store and then lost it all somehow.
Wow.
Very interesting stories.
That is a very interesting story. Small town America is an interesting place.
That would be a fun like a movie of just like a guy who's just constantly failing one after. I mean, just in
His
terms of-
father got caught stealing horses in Tennessee.
Oh no, they
Wow.
hang.
So he
they
moved
hang
to
horse
Arkansas to marry a 13-year-old.
across state lines.
Yeah, he went across state lines to marry himself a 13-year-old. He
Hey,
said,
man.
"I'm done with you." Oh, I
Yeah.
can't steal horses here? I guess I'll go get a child bride then.
Hey man, it was like what was that? 1920s? Come on, dude.
This was the 80s. I'm kidding.
He's still at it.
It was okay. But
This is more recent than I care to admit. It's his 15th wife.
Exactly. Hey, Statch. The statute of limitations. I can talk to you about it then.
damn,
Every
dude.
time there's like polygamy on TV, I always make that thing to my wife. I'm like, oh, 2 wives, 2, 3 wives. What do you think about that? And she always does this like the standard woman response, like, oh, what if I got another husband? And I'm like, you have great taste.
Yeah.
I would love to hang out with more
He
guys.
would probably
like
be
that.
really cool.
Cool.
Yeah,
Let's
it'd
fill
be-
this house up with dudes that I enjoy hanging out with.
And we all bang you.
Yeah. Yeah. You love us? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's rules. Let's
Yeah.
go.
I got roommates who are cool as shit.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Triple income? Let's do
Yeah.
that.
I'm saying less rent, more money. Let's do this. Yeah.
More dicks in the house, too.
Yeah.
So I've been saying we need more dicks in this house.
Let's get them sausages.
There's a dearth of dicks in this
That's
house.
the thing. If I have a kid, I don't think I'd be able to because I'm circumcised, right?
Yeah, same.
But I know it's bad and we shouldn't do that anymore.
Apparently.
And so,
Apparently.
like, if I had a kid, there's like this idea where it's like I don't want to have a worse dick than my own son. You know what I mean? So it's
So
like
you
I gotta
double
circumcise. I
circumcise
gotta
him.
circumcise him.
Yeah.
I don't want my
dick.
son to have a better dick than me. You know?
But
Yeah.
you're saying uncircumcised is better?
Yeah.
Maybe like ethically, but I'm kind of on board with I do think it looks better
Stylistically.
Maybe it's
You
just because
think
I'm
the aesthetic of the circumcised penis is worth it?
I'm not. No, I don't know if it's worth it. I just know aesthetically, I think it looks better, but it might not be worth.
You have sex with people with penises?
No.
He looks a lot, though. He looks at a lot of penises.
Seen a lot of penises.
Tons of cocks. And then the ones that have hoods, he's like, what is that?
Yeah. Boo! That's a gay penis. That penis is gay.
Right, guys? Right, Black Israelites? What do we think about this dick, guys?
They would not like that. No, it's probably not worth like mutilating babies for that.
Yeah. And
You're
I mean, like,
probably right.
I never
hear...
thought. I saw a protester downtown one time, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, he had the blood on his thing," and I'd never thought about it. I was like, "Oh shit!"
Oh, yeah.
Huh, and I googled it online, and I like watched like half of a YouTube doc.
And you're like, fuck.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be a guy that's committed to that. So I was like, I'm not gonna finish this YouTube. I don't really care that much, but I get it now.
Yeah, I get
I'm
it.
like, huh.
Yeah.
I get it. We had a guy on the podcast named Chris who got a circumcision when he was like 12 because he was just like he had been like shamed for it, like having the hood. And a lot of
like issues.
he had some health issues too.
yeah.
Like he kept getting infections and stuff.
Oh, okay. I imagine that's probably more than the shame he's getting.
I honestly couldn't tell which one was more of a driver to.
If I had a son and he was like, "Hey, I'm 12 years old and people are shaming my penis," I'd be like, "Well, we're moving."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be my priority. I'm like, if we're in
Yeah.
a community where there's people looking at your penis and shaming it,
Well,
Sure.
that's going to be the number one priority in this
it was
family
his
is
peer
to get
group.
you out of there.
Yeah, it's
It
not.
was his
It's not like
peers.
let's
It's not
get
like
that. Let's get rid of that
community.
hood. That would be a
Yeah.
weird priority. He's like, well, I guess we gotta
Gotta check.
assimilate.
Yeah. My daughter wants a tit job. My son wants a vasectomy. This is the world we're living in.
His dad also had one late in life.
Yeah, his
because
dad
of
had
the
one
same,
when he was like 40.
congenital
Just because he
issues.
didn't want to feel like his son left out. It's like when you
Yeah.
shave your head when your mom goes through peanut. He's like, oh, my son did it. I'm going to do it too.
Yeah.
That's
We're in this together, son.
honestly
Yeah.
that'd be very sweet.
Yeah.
That's the sweetest thing you can do for your baby boy is that when he gets circumcised at 12, you also get circumcised. God, that's sweet.
I just love my son so much.
Oh man, you're gonna make me cry, JT.
Yeah. That seems excessively painful. Love my boy.
Much like Abraham did for his son.
Oh yeah.
What? Almost killed him?
I don't know. I remember
Oh,
this.
okay.
Circumcising thing.
I don't know.
Father Abraham had many sons,
Many sons had Father Abraham.
and
I am one of them, and so are you. So let's just praise the Lord, right?
Yeah,
So let's just praise the Lord.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
praise the Lord tonight, baby.
Back to the stand-up. When I first saw you, it must have been like 7 years ago. When did you move to Austin?
2013.
Oh, okay, so you've been doing stand-up a while before I saw in Austin before I met you, which I started in like 2016.
Okay.
So you had been doing stand-up that whole time?
Since Obama was president, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you were. Yeah. I started right when Trump was president.
Yeah, a lot of white men felt inspired.
Yeah, I
a
see.
lot of white men said, "You know what? My voice should be heard right now."
Maybe we could do something.
No, dude, I was like, this is gonna be annoying. I knew when I started to go, because I took like a stand-up class because I was too much of a.
Who'd you take a stand-up class from?
You know, Brentley?
Brentley Hebron.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was cool. It was fun. I wouldn't have started otherwise. Like, I know, like, a lot of people talk shit about it, but it's like, I was just too scared to do it. I was doing improv and sketch, but I really wanted to do stand-up. So I was like, I'm going to take this class, and at the end, there's going to be a showcase, and that'll be my first time doing stand-up in front of an audience, and then I'll start doing open mics or whatever. Oh yeah, but it was fine. It was cool. But I remember like I was in class the day that Trump was elected, and I just remember thinking, "Fuck, I'm gonna hear so many stupid ass, dumbass Trump jokes. It's gonna be annoying as hell."
Yeah. I saw that people were teaching a comedy class by my house, and I looked up who it was because I'd never heard of these people. And I definitely wouldn't consider myself a successful comic, right? Like I'm not a successful comic at all, but definitely credits wiped this person out of the water. And I was like, whoa.
Your
I should
credits
teach a
is what you
class.
said?
Yeah. I was
Oh,
like,
right.
I
Maybe
should
teach a
teach.
class.
I would love to. Oh my God! Because
Do it.
you can charge $200 a person.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This I would love. I'm like,
More.
yeah,
You
sit,
can
do
charge
it.
more.
Oh,
Just do it.
I would love to teach a comedy class.
Let's just make him a fake commercial, and then he just like goes balls deep into making a comedy class.
Oh man, I would.
For the
I
money,
would-
though, right? Is what you're saying?
No, because I love the fucking art. I think more people
Okay.
need to do stand up. I don't
Really?
think there's enough. Yeah, I think more. No, and of course.
That's
for the money.
$200 a head. More people need to do stand
Every
up.
time someone tells me, should I do comedy? I go, no, you shouldn't. It's ruin your life. You'll
Yeah.
hate it. You'll hate your life. Every opportunity that comes up, you'll only focus on comedy. Every part of you will just be sicker. Don't do it. And they go, but maybe I should. No, you shouldn't, man. Don't do it.
Yeah.
We don't need more voices in this world. Myself included.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Do you enjoy it no matter what?
Yeah. I like
You're one of those people?
I very much have tried to quit many times. Like very much have been like, I'm done, dude. This is just makes me a headache. And it's like, dude, the fucking worms in my brain won't let me.
What is it about it?
The attention. It's
Yeah.
like that. Even if I have a bad set, it's like people are. You know what I mean? It's just.
That's the thing that I can't wrap my head around. If I have a bad set, I want to fucking blow my head off and never do it again.
Really?
It's so bad, but like it feels so good when it goes well that it makes up for that other time. But I get no enjoyment, and I hate myself. I hate everything if I have a bad experience on stage.
I have this joke, and I just started doing it like a couple months ago, where I go, oh, I'm trying on a new perfume. It's Gucci. And I go like that to the person in the crowd. And I go, psych, farted in my hand. Orale. And then I do a little spin. And the right person that
kills.
crushes, right?
Yeah.
I was at an open mic at the comedy club in Tulsa at the Looney Bin. And the guy in the front row had a mullet. And I was like, okay, this is like a country boy. And I did the joke to him. And he did this like, I don't love comedy face anymore. Like, and instead of like riffing and making a joke, it hit me and like I was shocked. And for a good 2-3 seconds, I just looked at him in silence, which is the worst thing you can do on stage. Yeah, I had because even if he didn't think it was funny, I was gonna be fine with it. But he had this like, oh, I feel betrayed. Like,
Yeah. Oh, so it was like disappointed. It was mad, not, or I'm disappointed, not mad.
so heartbroken. And like he looked at the girl next to him, like,
He goes,
can
"We gotta
you
go."
believe this? And like just looks back at me, and I was like. For a good like 3 seconds, and then I immediately go into my filthiest joke.
Yeah.
Just instinct. After the host of the mic said no cussing, no being blue.
Yeah.
5 minutes before I get up there, I immediately go into a joke about eating cum. Just because that's usually like my crowd saver joke. And as I start talking, I realizing, oh, this isn't going to do well either. And so I start laughing.
Yeah.
And so I start laughing because it's a really bad set, and I'm in the middle of a joke that's going to make it so much worse. And I just fucking can't break eye contact with this guy in a mullet as I say, and I eat the cum. And I've gained 15 pounds because I eat so much cum. And it was the worst that I've had in years. Like
Yeah.
the worst that I've had in years.
When was this?
Like a few months ago.
wow, okay.
And I get off stage, and I left immediately just to go home because, you know, it's an open mic. I don't really stick around for shows.
Yeah.
And I died. It was hilarious. I called my wife on the way home, and I was like having trouble breathing. I was laughing so hard. So
God.
like bad sets are still good time.
Dude,
you
that's
know?
such a good way to be. Like, because there's going to be a lot of bad sets. There's going to be a lot of bad sets. So if you're going to enjoy them, that's the best way to be. I would love to do that.
One of the funniest comedians I've ever seen, I won't say his name, but like one of the funniest comedians I've ever seen, I saw him have a really bad set one night at a small open mic, and I saw him walk out the door and like hit the window and just seem like a toddler to me.
Yeah.
And that happened pretty early on in comedy, and it really put a perspective on me where I was like, I don't want to be a baby.
So so it's a conscious thing that you're doing, or do you think you just have that? It feels like you just have a personality where, like, if it goes bad, you can still find it. It's fun.
Maybe. I feel like it's a little bit of both.
Okay, but
I'm
you
a
are
pretty
making
easygoing guy for the
Yeah,
most part.
He's
you know?
present.
Yeah. So I'm not like outwardly being a baby, but inside I'm being a baby.
Yeah.
I am going like, fuck.
Yeah. When I was younger, I used to get really jealous when people would have good sets. And that's a different feeling. So, like,
Yeah.
that's a different type of being a baby. But I'd see people be funny, I'd get so jealous, you know?
See, with me, that's one thing that I'm a baby in other ways. And that way, I'm like, I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's not like I'm magnanimous. Is that the word?
Yeah.
I always say it wrong. It's not that I'm being like a good guy. It's just I'm like, oh, they're being funny. That's awesome. They're entertaining me.
I feel that way now, but I think it's just because I've gotten funny and I don't have this insecurity
Right.
where it's like, oh, they're funny and I can't be. I just did comedy longer, and now I'm like, oh, great set.
Yeah.
I love what you did. I do it too sometimes. You know, it's.
You were one of the guys when I first started that I loved watching. It was like,
thank you.
Yeah, you had this joke about singing to a guy next to a urinal.
Yeah,
and I think about it like at least every now and then.
That's one of those things that I just did because I didn't think about consequence. And then someone
that's a real story. You would do that.
Someone said you should do that on. So at like a Dodgers game, it's a trough, and there's nothing funny in the world. I'd go to the trough, and I'd do this as like a teenager, like a kid, and I'd go, just two strangers who's in the bathroom. Little did they know that they'd leave best friends. And then I'd look at whoever would look at me and smile, and like try to make eye contact. And sometimes, because I did it dozens of times, I did it many, many, many times. And sometimes I'd get people to sing along with me. Most of the time I'd get a laugh, but one time I was doing it at Mohawk, and one of my coworkers saw it, and he was like, "Oh, do you do that on stage?" And I was like, "How would I do this on stage?" He's like, "Just tell people you do this on stage."
That's
like,
enough.
Oh yeah,
that's so insane. I love, dude. You're doing that. You are living life to the fullest.
I try, baby.
I mean, that is amazing.
I was annoying before I did stand. Like I remember when people would find out I did comedy, they'd be like, "Oh, so you're like always on?" I'd be like, "No, I'm this way, and so I do comedy." Like, it's like a lot of people would always think I'm always on or I'm always goofing, and I'm like, sure, that's one way to view it, but it's not like I started doing comedy and then I started making jokes all the time. It's like that's the only way I know how to communicate. It's the only way I've ever talked to people. It's the only way I've ever acted.
Okay, because I thought you were saying that you do stand up to limit the amount you're doing it in real life. Is that not?
I would say that's true, 100%.
It's like medicinal. It's like your ADHD.
You got to get the
medicine.
poison out.
When COVID first started and I wasn't able to do stand up, I was doing prank calls hours every day.
Wow.
I was calling strip clubs and pretending that I was in an iron lung and asking if I could go in and get a lap dance and if it would be safe for me, and they'd be like, "Oh, we're taking the right precautions." It'd be like, it was like fucking April 2020. Strip club.
Yeah, come on in.
Every strip club, I'd be like, "Yeah, I have cancer and I can't get vaccinated right now. Do you guys have the right precautions for me to come in?" And strip clubs would be like, "Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. We got the precautions, all right.
It's safe.
Hey,
We're
precaution to the
in.
stage. Precaution to the stage.
We got copper masks you wear. Copper's gonna kill any COVID material in the air. You're fine. Just come on in and get a lap dance, buddy."
Oh my god, dude, that's funny that you were just like chomping at the bit. You had all these like you were backed up, bit-wise.
Makes
you
me
were
sick
so
to my
backed
stomach.
up.
It's funny. My wife will see me after I haven't seen her for like a whole day or like a day or two, and she'll like be able to tell like, "Fuck, there's like a lot of things you want to say right now." Yeah.
She's like, "Let me put my bag down. God damn it."
and then I'll listen to your bits.
Baby.
The other day, I got a text from my buddy, and he was like, I swear to God, he said he wouldn't have sex with a trans girl. And I said, "Why?"
Fucked
and he
up.
said, "The penis." And I looked at my wife, and I was like, he thinks he's going to fuck the penis. You fuck her ass. You don't have to fuck her penis. And she was like, "I'm working." And I was like, "Oh,
yeah, but the penis."
Yeah, I was like, I really needed to tell you what I thought about this, though. What do you mean you're working?
She works from home?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. You're like,
Yeah.
She's trying to get work done. You're fucking
Funny.
running around doing bits.
She has like an important finance job, and I'm like, I got underwear where it looks like my penis is a banana you can unpeel.
you're like, hey, look at these new underwear I bought.
Baby, the plane's coming in.
I got my mangerie.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my
Speaking
God.
of penis, you sucked your own dick.
Oh,
you betcha.
shit. Oh,
You
my
betcha
God.
I did.
Yeah, tell us all about
Please.
it.
When I was 12 years old, my dad worked nights, and my mom and sister went to a Bible study on Wednesday nights. So Wednesday nights were like, I'm king
They
of
were
the
GT.
castle.
They
Yeah.
were JT time.
Yeah. Oh, no rules. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? No rules. And so there was a VHS from some missionaries in Kenya. I'd pop in. I'd see topless ladies.
Hey,
And I
yeah.
bet God put it on my heart to be a missionary.
Absolutely.
God put it on my...
It's like, I could do this.
But I'd humped everything in the house.
Sure.
Ottomans, tables, couches. I found out that after like weeks of experimenting, humping everything I could, that when I was like 12 years old, I could throw my legs in the air and push my ass as hard as I could towards my face. I could get the tip of my 12-year-old boner in my mouth.
Whoa.
nice.
Yeah. And I'd give myself half-hearted blowjobs to completion.
Yeah.
Really?
To completion.
Every Thursday night. It
Wednesday.
became...
Thursday?
No, you're right. It was Wednesday. It was
Sorry,
either
I was
Wednesday or
there.
Thursday.
Well,
yeah.
no, Wednesday's definitely like the Bible study week.
I
day.
feel like it
He's
was a
thinking about it
Wednesday.
on
Wednesday's
Yeah.
a Bible study night.
That is a
Typically.
classic Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
But it was like an hour away from our house.
Wow.
So they go
Oh.
an hour out, study the Bible for an hour and a half, an hour back.
Yep.
I would
Ew.
come like 3, 4, 10 times
Wait,
by the
my
time.
God.
Have you ever self-sucked, waited for the 12-year-old refractory period, which is like 10 minutes,
30
and then
seconds.
sucked again? And
Yeah, you think
Why
I'm gonna
would
say
you
no
not?
to a good blowjob? I'm 12 years old.
You're giving
Even
yourself
a
3
half-hearted
blowjobs?
Yeah.
Even a half-hearted blowjob.
Yeah, because you don't
can't
like
give it-
doing it. It tastes bad,
It's
especially
gay.
yeah. I didn't want to call it gay. It's your
No,
own
I'm just
body.
joking. That's
Yeah.
true.
It's gay if you love having sex with a guy isn't gay.
Hey, man.
Loving a man is gay.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're not gonna be like, oh JT, you've had sex with a man, you're a bisexual. No, bisexuality is a lie Democrats told college kids to make them horny. Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Dude.
You're not gay unless you'll fall in love with a man. That's it.
Hey, you're not gonna get any arguments from me on
No.
that. No, self-sucking is not gay. I shouldn't have said it. I take it back. But you're like, you're giving yourself 3 blowjobs on a Wednesday night. You think? Have you ever done that?
That's your estimation, you horn dog.
Justin,
you
Justin.
immediately,
That's what I hope you did.
You
I
immediately
hope you
said,
did.
how many times could your 12-year-old blow yourself? And I said,
Okay.
I don't know. And you go, you think 3?
Look,
You think,
Well,
yeah,
that's
okay,
what you would
3
do.
maybe,
Hey,
yeah.
How many times would you?
I
Here's
would.
the thing: is it would be more like the crescendo. You know what I mean? It'd more like because another thing I would do is I would take plastic wrap and I would put it between the cushions of my couch
Yes.
and then Vaseline it
Yeah,
and then push it
perfect.
real tight. This is the time.
Strap it down.
Yeah,
Like a
And
bad bitch.
Here's the thing: is like I would wear myself out before I could come from fucking that thing. Like I'd
Yeah.
hump it and I'd be like, whew, I'd sweaty, take a break, and then I'd be like, "You ready for another round?"
Yeah, you were getting to work.
a proverbial cigarette, if you will, and then I'd
Candy
go back
cigarette.
to smashing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, man,
Yeah.
that's
a lonely
awesome.
sandwich. That's what they call that.
Is that really what it's called?
Yeah,
I thought
a
I
lonely
invented it. I
sandwich.
feel like every guy invented a
Of course.
version of
Well,
that.
Yeah.
It's
The
a-
first time I got a Fleshlight, I did a comedy show where the Fleshlight sponsored it. I
Yeah.
took a Fleshlight home, and I was like, okay, this is as good as pussy. It is.
Get
It
outta
broke
here.
my heart. And here's the thing: I was like an absolute Rottweiler with a new chew toy. I tore through that thing. I threw it out, and I wasn't gonna go buy a new one. Thank God I didn't go buy a new one because I wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah. You'd be fucking that pocket
Yeah.
pussy back home.
What's funny is I wrecked it to the point I destroyed it, and I was talking to someone. I was like, yeah, honestly, if you warm it up a little bit, it's as good as real pussy. And then the guy I was telling was like, well, do you still have yours? And I was like, yes, because I didn't want to be like, yeah, I fucked mine until it exploded. I fucked mine like I just
Oh
got
my
a new
God.
chew toy. Okay.
That's- No, I don't.
Are they dishwasher safe?
Yes.
I wouldn't know.
Oh,
I don't
you
want to
never
risk
got to that
that.
point.
Yeah, his was more like
I would-
cast
I would
iron.
assume- yeah.
It's like keep that seasoning on it.
Yeah, you gotta keep it. Yeah, you don't actually clean it. You
I
just,
don't
like-
think anyone else. Okay, I'm sure someone has, but I would love to know how many people use their Fleshlight till it's done. Like I don't know.
I am at what
Probably a lot.
I
yeah.
think people who buy fleshlights would use them until they're
You're
done.
right.
I didn't buy the Fleshlight.
Nobody's accusing you of buying fleshlights, but people who,
But
people who do.
if you're gonna partake in fleshlight,
I was like, science has come so far.
Oh yeah, dude.
yeah,
I bet and this was like what 10 years ago probably.
yeah.
I bet the Fleshlights of today say
Oh,
they
yeah.
love you. I bet they'll make you feel
love
loved.
you.
Yeah.
They push that button deep down in your asshole,
Oh yeah, the orgasm button.
the orgasm button.
Dude, I was blown away. God has such a sense of humor.
Yeah.
That's
God is
insane.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God
God's
is
like,
good.
God's like, okay, they're gonna think coming like through their penis is gonna be great. I'm gonna hide something from them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Give
guys
them a
know,
little treat.
The
like,
original Easter egg, dude.
I found out someone called it pegging, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
"What's pegging?" And it's like when a girl puts on a strap on and fucks your ass. I was like, "That's just getting your ass fucked, buddy."
Yeah.
Did you try to make getting your ass fucked not
Cool.
gay?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not gay. It's called okay. You got pegged until
Yeah.
she gave you a reach around, like you would to a have gay sex
So
with someone.
JT,
Yeah.
I don't want to fact check you here, but fucking a guy not gay, shoving or pegging is gay, right?
Begging is having your ass. If you have your ass fucked,
That is gay.
that's gay.
Okay, but if you fuck a guy's ass, that's not
You're just
gay.
powerful.
Yes.
You're just more power. You're
That's
just
just
more
Tuesday.
powerful than that man. Any gay guy would agree with me.
That's
Any
just
gay
Tuesday.
guy would agree with me. Yeah.
Did
We'll
you,
have a Twitter poll.
did you? So when was the last time you sucked your own dick?
When I was 12, because I broke my rib.
Wait, see, had
No,
you
you
Not sucking my own dick.
Oh, you didn't do a
I
reverse
see.
Manson.
No. I just fell off my bed one night, my bunk bed,
No.
broke my left rib.
No.
That's the thing.
Broke
Is I
your heart,
also
yeah.
never decided to stop sucking my own. I was taken out of the game because of an injury.
You were, dude, in your prime
That's-
too.
I was definitely in my prime.
It would have been
Wow.
harder to quit on your own accord.
Was it
I think.
uncomfortable? This position.
Yeah.
I
So
would assume,
after
like-
you broke it, what? Yeah. Why?
I never tried again.
Oh.
I tried again. No, I don't think I've ever not genuinely tried again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've definitely taken like a but I'm like I can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I took that as a sign. I said, you know what? Maybe I'm not destined for this.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
got
not
benched for
sucking my
good.
own dick that's going to be my thing.
No, maybe it's the button in my asshole.
Yeah, couldn't do it now, baby. I'm out of shape. I'm not in fighting shape. I could either lose 60 pounds or gain like 4 inches. What do you think's more likely, fellas?
I don't know, dude. It's hard to lose weight.
There's
It's fucking hard to
I
lose
went
weight.
to a gay sex shop, right? Or as I call it, a sex shop.
Yeah.
And there was a machine there that makes your penis bigger. And I asked the fool that worked there, I was like, bro, this work? He's like, oh, dude, you can give your dick like 4 or 5 inches. And I was like, fuck you, no way.
No way.
Yeah, and I was like, how come micro penis dudes ain't doing it? And he's like, that's different. You can't have a micro penis, but if you have like a penis,
You gotta have
It
something.
can
to
pull
work
out
with.
more
it
penis
can pull
from
out
a
so much more penis.
You're just like
subsurface penis.
Yeah, and I was like, I could use more penis. My wife was like, don't do it. Don't be a guy that's focused on like making your penis bigger. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, that's a good point. I don't want that to be like a.
Also, do you believe?
'Cause I will do
What
it.
is that? Sounds
would
like
do.
bullshit, though.
Well, you know how like if you lose weight, you gain more dick?
Yeah.
It's kind of because there's a lot of subcutaneous dick.
Yeah. So you
Subcutaneous
can pull your
Yeah, it doesn't last.
Okay.
You can pull it out
You have
for
to
a
keep sucking
session.
it out.
You have to pull it. You can pull it out for a session.
Okay.
You ever taken Viagra?
No, I haven't yet.
Makes your boner is like, oh shit, where'd the rest of this boner go?
Oh, right.
You know, like, whoa, hey, how'd I get so much boner out here? Where's that usually?
Yeah.
Or had sex on like your wedding night when you've never felt closer to someone?
Oh,
That's
that's
pretty good.
sweet, dude.
Viagra
you're-
boner.
So, did you wait till you were married to have sex?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Really?
No. No.
I told you I'm gullible, dude.
The sweet.
I don't
met-
know,
story.
but
I met my wife when I was 21 and she was 18 and we met on Tinder and we had sex the first time we met.
And you said
And
this-
then we dated a couple times and then didn't talk for like 6 years.
Well, so how did you just like chance?
Messaged her on Facebook one night when I
Yeah.
was horny.
Oh, but so you y'all were Facebook friends after that.
Yeah, but not like active Facebook.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not on Facebook.
But it wasn't
I
like
didn't
you.
Messenger.
You didn't like. There wasn't like a meet cute. You were like, oh my god, we fucked. You didn't like
6
run
years
into
ago.
her. And
No, I messaged her and I said, hey, you want to get coffee or something?
That's so
Hey, you want
crazy.
to run it back?
Yeah, and we got coffee.
So had you been thinking about that, like the hookup for like years, or no? Every now and then you would think about it, and you go, I really would like to hang out with this broad again.
Yeah, because when she came back from Paris one time, because she was living in Europe, we met up. We didn't fool around or anything, but we went to Chipotle, and I was like, damn, you're banging. I'm like having sex with you.
Damn.
Horny.
You say I'm horny.
Yeah.
You say, damn, I want to have sex with you. I'm horny.
She likes to tell people, she's like, oh, we were friends when we were younger, and then we started dating after knowing each
Like,
other for
no.
years. And I'm like, yeah, babe, that's what happened.
Yeah, friends with benefits.
She tells people that, like, oh, because we met on Tinder.
Yeah.
And she tells people that I worked at Sandra Bullock's coffee shop. And
I
she,
didn't know she had one, but go on.
oh, yeah, I got fired for pretending to be related to her.
Oh.
What were you saying? You were
I would
her
say,
nephew?
Yeah, I'd say her nephew, her cousin, or brother. Because if you're insane, because people would come into Walton's Fancy and Staple.
Yeah.
That's the coffee shop she owned. I don't think
Yeah.
it's there anymore.
What's it called again?
Walton's Fancy and Staple.
Okay.
People would come in and they'd say, is Sandra Bullock here? And if you're insane enough to think that Sandra Bullock is going to be in the coffee shop she
She's just
owns,
hanging out.
you're insane enough to think I'm her nephew or her cousin. So I tell people that. A couple people would put their autographs. It got to the point people would ask for my autograph. I'd be, yeah, dude, fucking Andrew Bullock. Write that on the shit. And then
It's not even, you didn't even say JT.
no, I didn't want to get busted because we
that's
started getting
smart.
like reviews being like, oh my God, I met Sandra's family there. He was so cool and kind. And my
Oh,
boss was
no.
like, hey, JT, are you pretending to be related to Sandra Bullock? And I was like, no, that's weird. And I'm normal. I would never do that. And then he caught me one day and they fired me.
Oh my, that's.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
I guess Sandra can't just be having any old guy ruining the Bullock name.
Oh, what am I doing to the Bullock name?
I don't know.
Yeah,
What am
right?
I doing?
I don't think
She's
bringing
America's
value.
sweetheart. Yeah.
I'm America. I agree. I'm America's sweetheart.
Yeah.
Also, it's a victimless crime. Like they're having a good experience. They're having an experience. They
They
can go
loved
home
it.
and they go, you know, I didn't meet Sandra Bullock. I did meet. They're very charming.
Cousin, yeah.
They went home and gave them a 5-star review. You know how hard it is to get a review that's positive?
They
Yeah.
they wouldn't have left a review had
No,
you had they not
absolutely
met
not.
Andrew Bullock.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank Andrew Bullock.
The next time I had a job interview was at Bolden Creek Cafe, and the manager was like, what happened to your last job? And I was like, I was fired for pretending to be related to Sandra Bullock. And he was like, you didn't just, what happened? Like, how was that? I was like, no, like a lot. I wouldn't stop. And he was like, that's pretty funny, man.
Yeah, did you get the job?
I got the job.
Yeah, because it's fucking
yeah,
hilarious.
because this is a coffee shop. Who gives a shit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
who gives a fuck? Sandra Bullock does.
He's
Sandra
like-
Bullock, you're a fucking bitch.
Yeah. Sandra Bullock, you're on my hit list.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna fucking murder you, Sandra
Yeah,
Bullock.
Sandra Bullock.
Your nephew Andrew is coming for that ass.
Dude, can you fatwa Sandra Bullock real quick?
Yeah, hit that fault.
that.
Actually,
that
yeah,
one.
no, is that the one or is
This
that
one?
unfatwa?
That
This one.
That no.
Sandra Bullock?
Fuck, we unfatwaed her.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
There we go.
Take 2.
Oh yeah. It is kind of fun that it's on here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that is fun.
Sandra Bullock.
You're fucked. You're absolutely fucked, Sandra Bullock.
Game over. I'm gonna get arrested for that.
Yeah, probably.
I already look like a guy that like women don't want to talk to on the bus.
Yeah, you do
know?
have a shirt with a gun target on your
Yeah, it's called crosshairs.
crosshairs. That's what it's called.
Crosshairs on Mr. Lennon.
John Lennon, justice has been served.
Yeah. Thank you for your service.
That's the most feminist shirt you could possibly wear to the podcast. This is what you get for beating women.
I'm what's called an ally.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
we know. That's why we brought you
That's
here.
why we brought you on.
I came here to speak for women.
Yeah.
I tend to.
Because they
I
can't
don't know.
speak for
Yeah.
themselves.
Have you ever heard a woman speak for herself? I don't like it.
Not in this society, and I'm going to change that.
Oh, well then.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I disagree. So have you had your prostate milk, or have you milked your own prostate?
What's that?
Oh, the button, the ass button.
Oh, yeah. Put stuff up my butt?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, yeah. For the longest time, I thought it was exit only. I
Yeah.
thought the only thing that was up my butt was more poop.
Right.
Turns out, there's an orgasm button up there.
Yeah.
You guys putting stuff up your butt?
No, I just.
Buffoons! Oh, my God. I'm not kidding. I'm not trying to sell you. I have no money
How
to
do
make
you
off
get
of
to it?
about this,
Because
yeah.
It's hard. It's difficult. Take a hot bath.
Okay.
Relax. You can also go on YouTube.
Chill.
Yeah.
Go on YouTube and put on like a meditation that just says open. And you open your butt, you take a hot bath, you open, you get ready. And then if you have sex with women, right?
Yeah.
Ask her to eat your butt. Say, hey, eat my butt, juice me up a little bit.
Oh, yeah,
and then
yeah.
she'll say, okay, I'll eat your butt, juice you up a little bit, and then say, get in there, big dog. Is it gonna hurt a little? Yeah. Do you know what else does? Getting ripped, big muscles. So it's the same as working
Exactly.
out.
You're building your.
Dude, you go to the gym and you go, hey guys, you know what's similar to this?
Getting your ass fucked. My name is JT Kelley, local comedian.
Nice to meet you.
Big
Anybody
orgasm fan.
Yeah. That's what it says on your business card.
Yeah.
JT Kelley, big orgasm
8 by
fan.
11. Just stuff that makes me horny.
That's like your own fet life. It's like a.
I'm doing
IRL.
analog fet life.
Yeah, it's a newspaper. Jesus Christ.
I'm door
dude.
knocking.
Oh my god, dude.
Boots to the ground effort.
Damn, dude.
Cool, man. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
It was a pleasure.
It was a blast,
Yeah,
dude.
man. Do you have any? Okay, this is gonna come out probably next Monday.
Next Monday, what's the date of that?
I don't know. I have no idea.
The 4th was Tuesday, the 3rd, the 10th, the 17th.
17th, I'm featuring for Joey Zimmerman at the East Austin Comedy Club. He's doing a taping there. You should go to that on the 19th. Oh, also Blue Whale Comedy Festival in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Nice.
Go to that. I'm doing that on the 28th or 9th. Whenever
cool.
that festival is. Come to
Gotcha.
that.
How can people find you?
On the internet. I'm on Instagram as God's Favorite Comedian. I'm on TikTok as Bad Boy LLC. And the Twitter's JT Smelly.
That's nice.
Hit me on the celly or text it.
Excellent, man. We're also on social media. Do you want to give them to them?
What's that?
Our social medias.
Oh, I don't know.
Coin it.
This is too much.
We got YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Tummy Time TV, also TummyTime.tv. You can find us there.
Oh,
We got
Facebook, Tummy Time Pod.
Tummy Time Pod. You'll find us.
Yep.
And we'll see you next Tummy Time.
Bye bye.
Thank you for your service.